makes you sick. Get your attention? Well, it's supposed to.
It is the latest cover story of Newsweek magazine, and it has a lot of people talking. 7 investigator Jim Kirshner is here now with the story.
Yeah, Jim, you interviewed the writer today about this. I mean, is she correct? Is Detroit making us sick?
She says yes, because of a lack of regulatory control. She also says all eyes are on us with the Flint water crisis, but it is not the only crisis.
I would say this is not bashing Detroit or Michigan. This is in the interest of giving people a voice who have been complaining about their air quality.
She writes, and we all know Southwest Detroit and River Rouge are dirty. 52 sites of heavy industry in a 3-mile radius, belching pollutants into the air, causing high rates of asthma and other problems for people who live nearby. This became big news again recently when local residents and Detroit's mayor spoke out against the Marathon refinery, asking the State Department of Environmental Quality for a permit to emit an additional 22 tons of sulfur dioxide each year. Because of the opposition, a deal may now be in the works to reduce that, but the mix of all pollutants in this area for decades is a concern.
The EPA or the MDEQ, nobody is taking into account the different chemicals people are breathing in from different sources. They just regulate each one separately.
The Flint water crisis, lead poisoning that could have been prevented, focused the eyes of the world on us. Common sense was missing there, and she writes, it is here in Southwest Detroit. And she says it is environmental injustice and even environmental racism, because the people who live here are mostly minorities and simply can't afford to move at their own expense.
The MDEQ and the EPA have a lot to worry about. Our own common sense knows that if you put oil refinery and 2 steel plants and, cement mixing places and a garbage refinery all in the same place, those people are going to be sicker than if only one of those things were there, for example. But unfortunately, that's not how we regulate things in this country. And even more unfortunately, it tends to be people of color that shoulder that burden.
She hopes her story gets more people talking. We certainly are here. And as we said in that story, that request by Marathon to release more sulfur dioxide, a deal is in the works to reduce, not increase those emissions.
Yeah, the point I want to make is, she's certainly not incorrect, but Detroit is definitely not alone. There are cities all over the country in the same kind of boat. So why pick to Detroit?
Yeah, she points that out. Fresno, California, Richmond, California, 2 heavy industrial sites as well. I think her point is the people in Southwest Detroit, Delray, River Rouge have been dealing with this for decades.
Again, as a lot of people have, but Detroit is a popular word right now.
Exactly, because the spotlight is on us with what's going on in Flint. So she's
widen that spotlight.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim.